Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co, and today I'm diving into an unboxing of Tanares Adventures. Part 2, that is. We have our coffee shot, our knife, all those things. We are ready to go. Part 1 was... I don't know when Part 1 was. Part 1 went up before this. This is Part 2, where we dive into the core box of Tanares Adventures that didn't make its way into the last unboxing because... Well, if you watched the last unboxing, you already know. But because I set up, I had already, I had boxes and stuff on the shelf, I was ready to go. I started to film, or I almost started to film, and then I was like, 1 second. I'm pretty sure I don't have some of the things from Tanares Adventures, and possibly including a core box, which is indeed what I was missing. So let's move my coffee out of the way over here so we can get this box on the table. At that point, I had a decision to make. Do I call off the unboxing, or do I sit there and say, you know what, there's enough content here, we're going to do an unboxing, we'll just have a part 2 later where I can go more into detail, and the other unboxing will be more miniature focused. And the answer, as is evident from the fact that we're having this conversation, is that I chose to do that. I chose to go ahead and have the miniature focused unboxing, and this is going to have miniatures, make no mistake, but this is more of the core box level unboxing of Tanares Adventures from Arena of the Contest, Dragori Games, and already we got miniatures. So like I said already, this is not purely an unboxing of cards and boring things and all those fun things. Cards are not boring. The art in this game, by the way, is absolutely fantastic. I believe there's pieces of tape along the side, if I recall correctly. I'm going to put that over here, and grab the one over here, and take that tape off. So, Arena of the Contest, a game I fell in love with a long time ago, a game that I still have continued to love every time I play it, a game that I thoroughly enjoy, giving you a lot of skirmish, a lot of co-op, a lot of fun ways to combine abilities in a world that just is really, really solid to the point that I kind of want to play the RPG even. I don't even know how to do this unboxing because of just how structured there are. This is chock full of miniatures. So much for not really being a miniature unboxing. This is going to be just as much, that's not entirely true. This is going to be a very strong miniature unboxing as well, with a lot of cards and components and other things which we'll get to in a second. But after Arena of the Contest, they had Tanares Adventures, which is a large RPG that, or not RPG, we'll get to that soon, which is a large cooperative adventure game leaning more heavily into the aspects of Arena of the Contest that were very co-op based. And then after that, is there anything underneath this, by the way? Let's see. There's more stuff underneath this. Jeez. After that, they leaned into Tanares RPG. There's more stuff underneath this. Is there any lack of content here? There's not a lack of content here. And so, they kind of combined the RPG and the... There's too much stuff. They kind of combined the RPG and the Tanares Adventures to a degree with the way they sent everything out. They have the Painted Dragons set, which are phenomenal, by the way. Their Painted Dragons are absolutely excellent. Let's see if we can get through this one step at a time in the rough order of how everything was. I don't know how we're going to do this. We need coffee. We need coffee. Also, there's a miniature in here. A miniature, in fact, that I recognize from the video that they put out quite some time ago. So, let's go ahead and dive into this. Let's show you what we have over here. This is going to be the giant set of books that we have. This is just an obscene amount of content as far as, let me show you on the top camera over there. Let's open this over here. There's just, I don't know what's going on as far as how this goes. I know that Tanares Adventures leans heavily into the cooperative aspects of the original game and gives you more adventures, hence the name Adventures, but this is just, I mean, I don't know what's in here. Let's take a look at what's in this just massive amount of rule stuff that I'm going to have to get through. This is going to be my homework assignment over the next week. It's a good homework assignment. I like it. I approve of it. Actually, I'm flying to Florida. This is what's coming with me. So one thing actually it's worth mentioning, speaking of which, is Tanares always had this quick start guide, which they've released over here, so I don't know how different it is or isn't, but originally the quick start guide for Arena of the Contest, despite having like a 60-page rulebook, I found the quick start guide did an excellent job of getting me up and running reasonably well. It did a good job of giving like in 6 pages what you kind of need to know to play the game. I don't know how well that holds true for Tanares Adventures. I don't even know if this applies. It says Tanares Adventures, but I don't know if it applies to Tanares Adventures or not. We have our campaign log. We have the world map over here that is going to have, I have no idea how this works, just for the record, none whatsoever, but it has a world map, and it's two-sided over here. So we have some town building over here, we have some degree of, the actual world map, which again, no clue how this operates in the slightest. All I know is they're leaning more heavily. They're turning like Tanares and Arena into like a full-on Gloomhaven style approach to everything, and I mean, this journal is an impressive start to it, and this quest guide, and this rule book. So, what do we have here? Let's take a look. We have our rulebook starting off. This is Tanares Adventures. Again, I don't know how much this goes with Arena of the Contest or not, so I don't know if you need to read both or not. That's an interesting question that they might address that. I hope they do. But this is giving you, here we go. We got page 6 over here, introduction, game modes, player versus player. So they still have player versus player, so it might be just a kind of replacement rulebook, and that has introduction to heroes, to combat, and again, this goes up to 82 pages of how to play through the game. So there's a lot of stuff here. The good news, again, I haven't told you this, like, I can't speak for Tanares, but I can tell you that in Arena, look at that art. This art in this game was always incredible. I mean, look at that. Look at that art. Tell me that's not very cool looking. This is why when they have the RPG, I say I'm willing to play the RPG, because who doesn't want to be the purple, white, giant, mystical priest dude? I want to be the purple, white, giant, mystical priest dude, in case that wasn't clear. I want to be all the giant, mystical dudes in this game. I mean, look at him. Actually, I don't want to be all the giant, mystical dudes. I take it back. I want to fight and slay him, but I don't actually want to be him. He doesn't look quite as much as a fun person, although she looks quite fun. Yivia, the frost giant queen. Just the art. Forget the rulebook. So, like, of those 80 pages or so, we have a decent chunk. Look at the beholder! Or the beholder adjacent kind of person who's not entirely a beholder, but kind of similar to beholder. Lots of fun things there. I'll be reading through this. This is my homework assignment. Normally when I travel, I bring like 15 different rulebooks with me. When I travel, I'm bringing just Tanares. Just Tanares Adventures over here, the rulebook, and then additionally, we also have the city book over here. So here's our city book, which is another 80 pages or so of content, although I don't know if this is part of the game or something you have to read to learn. It looks like this is stuff, based on reading through this, it looks like this is the kind of thing that you will be encounter. Ooh, puzzles or something. I don't know what this is. I don't know. I'm gonna skip. Whoa, there's puzzles. There are puzzles. Oh my gosh, this. I want to play through this game so badly. I want to play through this game so badly. You have no idea. I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm gonna play through the game. I'm gonna read the rulebook. I'm gonna play through the game. This is gonna happen. This is the next month of my life, for the record. I mean, and everything else I'm doing. There's some days I just want to quit everything else and just play the games I want to play. Right now, this is one of those moments. I want to play this game so bad. We have the quest guide. The quest guide. Index. 204 pages of the quest guide. If you lose, if you win, initial setup. Fisherman's Wharf over here. We have a full setup over here, and that's page 1. Yep, know your enemy's going to be page 2 over here. So we have all these quests, page after page of quests and things. And again, I loosely dove into this in the original arena of the contest. They lean so heavily. I'm sorry. This video is going to be mostly me sitting here agonizing over the fact that I want to play this game, but I have other stuff that I need to get done. I have commitments I've made. I have like 25 games that I've, over the next 2 months, have to be covered for various crowdfunding campaigns. We have a box that's falling over. We have the fact that I also have GameFound. I have a full-time job that is going to require my attention in times where I want to be playing this game. Every single thing. This over here, table of contents. We have a 349-page book over here. Adventure Chapter 8, Fisherman's Wharf. No spoilers, I'm not really reading anything. I'm just looking what this looks like over here. This is absolute insanity. Again, chock full of art that's absolutely incredible. I mean, look at this page. I'm sorry, I'm just going to go ahead and show you this page. I'm not going to show you everything, but look at this. Tell me that art isn't impressive. And right about now, cue like 14 people down below who said that art isn't impressive. The art's impressive. It's a very amount of stuff going on in this game. And yes, some of it's used from the base game over here. Some of it's reused, but like we have this guy again, who I love. I love his artwork. This is, again, why I will play an RPG in this world. I will happily play an RPG in this world. Devin and Meg, both of you, honestly. You are more the... So Devin and Meg, for context, they're more of the RPG side of things. Meaning they enjoy and appreciate RPGs. I'm in the camp of, I've only played an RPG one time, and it was not a good experience, so I'm kind of gun-shy when it comes to RPGs. And also, I just tend to think it's not as much my type of thing. It might be. I might be wrong. For the record, these are not going back in the box because these need to be saved because they're going on a flight with me. Let me just knock this over a bit. 1 second. Just pushing it off that so it's not leaning correctly in that. So, those are going to go off the side. They're coming on a plane. These are all going into my box over here. We can start the process of repacking just a few things. Do I even go through the tokens? Do I care? I don't know. They're tokens. Do I care about tokens? I can look at some tokens. I guess let's look at some tokens. Let's see. And then we'll put the rest back. I'm not going to punch things out because that would be frustrating. But, going back to what I was saying, so RPG-wise, I am somebody who falls in the camp of, hey, I'm willing to try RPGs again, but it's not the thing I'm looking to do specifically. It's the thing I'm willing to do ambiently. And to that end, and also, like, I feel silly. I don't know. It's weird because going back to when I first started content creation, I didn't like any form of story in my board games at all. I wasn't here for the story, I was here for the mechanics, and I still am. But now if you give me something to read, I'll read it. In fact, let's go ahead and grab that quest book out again. Let's do this. We're going to grab the quest book, we're going to read some text. There might be minor spoilers here. Let's just go ahead and find something. Do I do it? There might be minor spoilers. But do I read it? I don't know. Maybe I read some things from the start. Okay, this is going to be the Fisherman's Wharf. Okay? This is one of the very first quests. So the most minor spoilers, I'm going to read something thematically for like a second. It's not going to be particularly impressive, but the point is I'm going to lean into it. You can't sleep. To distract your mind, you talk about the most exciting piece of recent news. Discoveries in the field of the Malorokian curse and Avatar dragons. The next day, you reach the safety of Fisherman's Wharf. You meet at a tavern to drink and split your loot. Each of you tries to keep the silent composure of a mighty hero who doesn't need to advertise their feats, but your tongues progressively loosen as the barmaid brings you endless spirit refills. The inauguration is today, she says out of breath between each round, of the Arena of Future. Visitors from all over the continent. Even the Emperor's there. Customers see heroes such as yourself and call their friends over. Good for reputation. As long as you're sitting there, I'll keep serving you. Free of charge. She winks and disappears into the crowd. Fun fact, okay, you don't know this. There's no reason for you to even believe this. I winked before I saw her say she winks. That's cool. I'm okay with the fact that they wrote something in a way that had me do what the character is about to do next. You might not believe that. I genuinely winked before reading she winks. Whatever. Anyways, Punchboards. So we got some Punchboards over here, some overlays, some cool art and things. They're falling out over here. They're causing a mess. We're not going to get into these that heavily. I actually do like this tile over here. Let's go ahead and show this over here. Like, look at this. We got these situation, whatever that is. Various suits of armor. So they're all kind of falling apart, and I kind of keep everything organized until I actually organize it. So we're going to just put this back in the box over here and deal with that later. Oh, already it's not falling the way I want it to fall. Let's pull it up a bit. There we go. Okay, so it's in the box. It's doing its thing. We'll come back to you later, which means now it's time for the first miniature. The first miniature. Hopefully my coffee's safe. This is actually from the video. If you watch the Tanares Adventures video, like 5-minute long video, this is over here. So you got this guy, who's cool looking. He's a big miniature. He's not painted. I wish he was painted. He's the size that he should be painted considering the painted collection of things. But honestly, they've spoiled me now. Now I want things painted, when before I was reluctantly resigned to the fact that nothing would ever be painted in my collection until one day I win the lottery, at which point I go ahead and I find someone to pay them to paint everything in my collection because I want everything painted. I just don't have the time for it, and it's expensive to do that. So one day we'll get everything painted. Okay. We got some cards over here. Ranga of the Spinning Axes, Ophelia Imperial Mage. We have Felicia Secret Agent. So many cards. Hoffman Trapmaster. What are these? No idea. What do? I don't know. They feel like they could be enemies. They could be allies. We have Thana Death Knight. Hopefully she's an ally. We have Hathaden, Half-Elf Assassin. King. There's so much art. Krad, Imperial Hunter. Look at that beast he's riding. Look at him. I mean, the whole thing. This entire. We have Wyna, Relic Hunter. The amount. This is why I want to play an RPG. Okay, back to Devin and Meg. Bromeliad, the copycat. Look at this. Look at this art. It's so cool. But this, going back to Devin and Meg, so we had plans for a bit to do an art. Oh, I'm sorry. I just like the art. All these people are so cool. Look at this. Look at this. My kids are going to go crazy, and I don't like when they play with my cards. We have the Frostshine Queen. We saw her earlier. I don't really like when my kids play with cards. I like other stuff. We have him, High Council. I saw him earlier. I like his card more. Well, that's not true. I like his card just as much. We have this guy who's definitely from Game of Thrones over here. He's clearly Game of Thrones universe, right? We have so many cool people over here. We have the Captain Bracken Smuggler, and I can't tell if he's half scorpion, if there's a scorpion behind him. I don't know the answer to that question. We'll have to find out together. We have Werebear. We have the Werebear. Look at this guy. Okay, I'm sorry. I mean, the art is cool. The minutes are cool. The game is excellent. The world is... It's hard. It's so tough. Everything here. We have Iron Hand Soldier. Those guys don't look cool. Hey, look at that. I found someone who doesn't look cool. They're the basics. Cool. It's all good. It's all good. We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. We're going to play the game. We'll be happy. We'll go through another purge. This is one of those times. You see, this is why I purge games. And this is why I purge games so cavalierly. This is why I play hundreds of games and I get rid of them very quickly, because I want to play more Too Many Bones. I want to play more Arena of the Contest. I want to play more Rurik. I want to play more Inish. I want to play so many games, and there's not enough time. These cards don't look that cool. There's art in the back, I guess. We can look at the art. There's the story-based art. And we have some more characters here. Look at this. We have Shaman Warrior. And we have over here, we have Hilling the Challenger. We have Nightmares. This guy who I didn't like. We have Liz Brolis. Master... Ooh, look at him. Weapon Dancer. Look at the Weapon Dancer. They're cool. All these things are cool. But then on the back of these cards, we have locations, I guess. We have, the bonus quest, operations. We have War Machine. Well, actually, it looks pretty cool. What is that? What is that War Machine? That looks cool. I don't know what's going on here. I have no clue. But we just have different cards, different numbers and text and art and all these things. Look at this. The beach. Who wants to go on vacation? I want to go on vacation and then play Arena of the Contest on vacation. This is one of those times where it's good to remind you that I am not paid for this video in any sense. This is not sponsored content. Arena of the Contest is a game that I have loved for a very long time. In fact, I think it's like the third video I ever did on the channel. So when I seem like I'm a bit over the top here and that I'm talking about this game in a way that I don't talk about other games, and then you get those things where it's like, oh, you're hyping this up. Yes, I am hyping this up because I like this game a lot. Do you need it? no, honestly, the base game is going to give you plenty of content if you ever just pick that up. You don't need to go all in on anything. And there's many other games that I like that are significantly cheaper. Terraforming Mars is my #1 game of all time. That's like $40, $50. We have a Cthulhu Death May Die, which even base game I think is worth it, but you don't even need to get that much. You can spend like $100 on Cthulhu Death May Die and get enough content to be totally worth it. Too Many Bones, get Undertow. It'll cost you $80. It'll give you plenty of content to last you a long time. There's so many cheap ways. Well, cheap is not cheap. $8 is not cheap, but there's good games. Inish, a $50 game. It's amazing. There are so many incredible experiences out there that will cost you anywhere between $30 to $150 to give you an incredible game that I put in my top 10 of all time. Arena of the Contest is incredible. There's also a lot of ways to spend a lot of money here. So consider this your brief interlude of, yes, I love this game. Yes, I'm obsessed. Yes, I'm being very over the top about how much I want to play this game because I want to play this game and I'm very, very obsessive about the amount of content here. But it's also expensive. And there's lots of ways to spend more money. And that may or may not be a good thing. It might be tempting in a way that's not good to be too tempting. Factor all that in. If you're not overly compelled, walk away now. Pass. You don't need this game. You don't. But we do have these cards that give you your various attacks. Lesser Impulse. Make this attack at the end of your turn. This is a special attack. Ooh, specials. Make this attack at the end of your turn. No action or rolls required. Range 8 squares. Target a non-combat hero. Drawback. This attack cannot be regained, copied, or transferred. 0 damage plus effect. So this is going to be helping your allies, I assume. Because it says hero non-combat hero. Effect. 1, move 3 the target and makes a primary attack. That's okay. I don't know what this is, because it doesn't seem like really one of their more powerful attacks. We got more art from the various characters. Look at her. Look at her. Retribution, Bruiser. These are the various characters you can play as. Oh my gosh, I love the art of this game. I love the art. I love the characters. I remember her. She's a lot of fun. There's so many different characters to play as. There's so many different things you can do. There's so many different ways to combine. Oh, she's a lot of fun. She's a healer. I have a lot of fun with her as well. There's a lot of different characters. Oh, she has the snake. She has like the snake dancing around her, I think, if I recall correctly. But so many different characters, all with amazing art, all incredible, all tempting. So many ways to combine and contrast and pair up. And there we got the cards, we got the specials, the primary healer, 8 squares. We have, 7 damage effects plus effect, move 5 to a square and 8, and envision, heal that ally. Miss 5 minus range damage or something, 5 minus R damage. There's all these effects in them, and they have these aspects of missing and hitting and all this stuff that you have to balance. What are these? Are these buildings? I think these are the buildings that go into your supply. These are the buildings that you're going to be. We haven't even got to the miniatures yet. This is not the miniatures focus. This is about, last video's focus was about the miniatures. This video's focus is about the fact that I love Arena of the Contest. I expect to love Tanares Adventures, and I want to start building buildings in this world. I'm playing through Frosthaven, by the way, and Frosthaven has buildings too, and they haven't been impressive yet. I love Frosthaven, make no mistake. This is not a dig against Frosthaven versus Tanares. I'm saying so far the Frosthaven buildings haven't been overly compelling. We have more abilities, more abilities, more abilities. The abilities are cool, by the way, but I want to show you the buildings because I want to see the buildings because that's something that's new to me in this world. Because I never really dove into the campaign of Tanares, of Arena of the Contest. I played the game, I played it as a skirmish game, and I enjoyed it as a skirmish game, but it's not my go-to mode. For me, the go-to mode of Arena of the Contest is playing it cooperatively or solo, as you go on a bunch of different quests and take down all the various baddies. I adore this game. Again, see my 3rd video ever on the channel. I'll try to link to it down below. It's like horrible quality. It's way back in the day, but it was a fun video, because it was newbie Alex, just in love with the game and wanting to talk about it. I haven't changed much, just the video equipment's gotten better, but my love of games has always been, very present. There's not a lot of buildings here. We got some weapon shops over here. Weapon shops, exchange one item for any other, and exchange one item for any other one. Does it get stronger? I don't know. Weapon shop's getting, in some ways getting stronger, I just don't know. Weapon level 3, weapon level shop, I just don't know what it's doing differently because I don't know the rules for these new buildings. And that's what we have over here. We have a bunch of cubes. I'm not going to worry about the cubes. We're going to take this bad boy. Do I need any other covers? Nope, I think I can go. I don't think I had a cover. That one's not there. That one's not there. We have this. I don't think this had a cover. I think we had things going directly on top of it. I'll have to punch stuff out and put things in properly later for the record. But for right now, I think this is fine. As is in the box. We can put this in. We can fold it up even. Fold up the bag. Put it into the component area. All good. And now it's time to move on to the next box, which is going to have miniatures and some of our cards of whatnot. So, this goes over here, that goes there, great. We have these cards over here, which are all our fun cards, including the, what's it called on the back, the holder on the back. And then we have the miniatures, which we're going to go over. I'm not going to necessarily go over every single one, because I don't really do miniatures quite as much. They're cool to an extent, but like, how many pieces of plastic need help with the camera, unless they're painted? Paint's a whole different conversation. But how many different pieces of plastic do you need help with the camera to convince yourself that this game, ooh, she's pretty cool, I'm sorry. Not my intent. But basically, here's what happened, okay? So I saw this over here, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Look at that tombstone. And then I was like, no, it's not a tombstone. It's a ghost person creeping up from the tombstone. So she is actually pretty cool. I'm okay with that. Yep, that's what we got over here. We have to put it back there. Then we got to find some more people for you because more people are cool. We have Cthulhu. Speaking of Cthulhu, Cthulhu's in here apparently. We have these little winged beasts over here. They look pretty cool. We're going to show you them because that's what we do over here. It's an unboxing video. We show you things. We talk about the games. We talk about life in general. So why am I going to Florida? I'm going to Florida as a family vacation and whatnot, which is something we do once a year. Well, it's not entirely true. Something we do once a year, starting last year for the first time ever. Otherwise, we used to do very cheap family vacations as much as possible for a long time. That's because the kids were younger to a degree. So we want them to remember if we're going to spend a decent amount of money. And no matter how cheap, this is the problem. A family vacation between flights, between hotel and car, and the actual event itself, $50 a ticket is reasonable until you're doing it for 2 days and with 6 people. So everything adds up very quickly. And so we always thought, hey, the more expensive family vacations we'll do once the kids are a little older and actually can remember, because until then, we'll just go to the zoo and call it a day. Or we'll call it a zoo, actually, because it is indeed the zoo. But that's going to be my trip. Rest assured, I will spend time with my family. I will not be playing board games, or if I am, very, very, very minimal of them at all. But what I will be doing, in fact, fun fact, last year when we went, I believe the only board game I played was Wreckland Run. I brought that with me as a solo game. I was covering it for the Kickstarter. That just arrived last week, but Wreckland Run was the only game I played when I went to Florida last year. But over here, past that, I will be reading rules, primarily on the flight, but also whenever I'm bored. I'll read rules. Bored does not mean my kids are on a ride and they're saying, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy," and they're calling me and I'm ignoring them. I'm not that kind of parent. I am very focused on the things I'm doing, so whether it's videos, playing games, and all that, but when it's kid time, because you gotta give them their time too. Also, they're cute as anything. They've been in videos here and there, you've seen. They're precocious, they're adorable. They may not be for you because some people don't appreciate kids, and that's cool. This is a channel about board games, and primarily it's going to be board game content. Will we be a little crazy all the times? Yes, we will. Will we have zany guests on the channel? Yes, we will. Do people have all their own voices and interests in different ways that they resonate with different things? Absolutely they do. Will I always try to make the content as good as I possibly can? To an extent. I mean, ultimately, I like this mini. Ultimately, the main thing that I try to do is I try to let my passion drive the channel. I try to let what I care about drive the channel, and everything else, to a certain extent, is secondary. The quality of, B-roll and things like that, or other stuff as far as that. I want to improve video production, but, I want to be passion-driven, so I have to be mindful of doing the things that are fun for me. And that means also finding the tricks to make things as ideal as possible. So, for example, after doing the top 100, I got a lot of feedback that, hey, you really, really, really should have as many pictures of board games in a video as possible. Which, I know, but it's a question of balance, and editing is so long. Editing 30 photos into a top 100, maybe it's different if you have editing skills. Maybe it's just a skills question. For me, that turns the hour-long video into another hour to 2 hours worth of editing. Probably 2 hours worth of editing to get those photos in there. Versus, I found a hack to use my foot pedal and kind of show them on screen to a degree for future videos, so that now there'll always be pictures whenever I do a lists video. There'll be little pictures in the corner, not a ton of things of the components. Again, one step at a time, but we're getting there. At one point I had ambitions about B-roll. That was when I had no job and I had time to potentially look into that. But then going back to having a job again meant that B-roll went out the window, at least for right now. I did a whole video of my goals. When I went full-time in the board game space, I did a whole video of all my goals. And some of those things I've definitely hit, make no mistake. But others, I have to be realistic about my time. And taking a job means that there's a balance of the time available and the time not available. And so some things are doing... There's a website coming, by the way. Board Game Co's going to have a website. Ooh, look at this little spider. It's a little spider person. Little spider miniature. Look at this guy. Look, he's so cute and adorable and all that. Anyways, that's what we have there as far as the main miniatures. We got a few more, but I'm not going into everything. I'll go into this one last one. I think I covered most of the miniatures, honestly. But look at this guy. Look at him. He's pretty cool. Look at the quality. It's decent stuff. Decent stuff all around. Which means now it's time to go to the other box. The last box. Also, look at the extra level of detail. The way they have a little skeleton dude over there. It's an extra nice little touch. Unnecessary. Just nice. This will go to the side over here. This will go in here. Nope, I forgot to do one thing. I'm sorry. This is not going there yet. We're not ready yet. We're not ready. We need to show you the cards first, because I forgot to open these cards. Do I need to open these cards? No. Am I going to open these cards? Yes, because I love the art of this game. Nope, that's not opening. Let's find a little fold. Find a little fold. There we go. You have to find where the plastic is loose enough that you can jab your knife in a way that won't actually destroy things, because destroying things you love is bad. Generally. Destroying things in general, not the best. But I guess if you don't love it, does it really matter? Like, for instance, destroying things like destroying the plastic. I don't love the plastic. I guess I'm okay with destroying the plastic. But this over here, let's show you what we got. We have the various... Look at this. Look at this. Look at the art. The art... Oh, I have the painted miniatures of these. Look at this. This is so cool. We have her. What are some on the back over here? Are these characters? Are these the characters or are these the bosses? I mean, they're structured as the character. Where's that beholder again? So the beholder over here, that's structured differently. There we go. So you can see, just going from memory over here, the Beholder is structured differently than it was as a character. The characters are structured more like this over here, as far as these people. And some of these I'm sure are characters. Grigory! We have Grigory! Wait. So, fun fact, here we go. We have Grigory. Grigory, this guy is from Isopharan Guard. Okay, that's where he's from. Which means now I want to kind of go through this and see if I recognize anyone else. So we have Lana the Valkyrie. Let's actually go through them all. Okay, we're just going to do this together. And I'll see who I recognize as I go through them. We have Lana the Valkyrie. We have Ogmir the Beastmaster. I don't know if he's from anywhere. We have Kolat the Summoner. Don't know if she's from anywhere. Orthus the Warlock. Don't recognize him. We have Anil the Sword Mage. I think she's from Tanares. We have Grigi the Guardian. He's from Isopharan Guard. I was playing through that recently. We have Gullag the Deathbringer. Don't know. We have Heritus the Fallen Titan. Don't know. We have Lord Wrath the Shadow Knight. Don't know. Magenta. I guess this has to be Magenta. The Witch Hunter. We have Nero the Pyromancer. Nyx the Succubus of Greed. Oh, is this Madara? Is Nyx from Madara? I think Nyx is from Madara. Tell me what I'm missing in the comments down below as I go through these and don't recognize half of them. We have Sierra. We have Yemi, the Succubus of Envoy. Is that also Madara? I don't know. I just feel like Succubus is probably Madara. We have Bellara, Archeolog, and then we have Golgoth. Golgoth the Augur. The Augur. Is that what they are? So this is an Augur. And we have turn thingies. So that's pretty cool. I'm okay with that. We have puzzles. Ooh, puzzles. Then we have these over here. These are going to be, I don't even know what these are. I said these are going to be as if I knew, but I don't. I don't know what these are in the slightest. I just know that they're in the box, and we're going to open it because of the artwork situation that's going on. Oh, I like the art. Even just looking at the back. So that what made me pause and say I like the art is this guy over here. This is a basic miniature. Nothing crazy. Basic miniature, but like, look at these. Look at the art on these. Even basic people have just such ridiculously good art. Berserker Guardian, Warrior Guardian. We have Spy, Noxious. Look at these people. The spider. Look at the spider. Look at that. Look at that. That's a beautiful spider. Now, I know, fun fact, I actually know, if you watched the last video, Meg was the one obsessing over spiders, and I was like, I don't care. But the artwork here makes me care. This is a beautiful spider. I want that spider so much. Okay, we have more spiders, because you have multiple colors to track the different bases of the various ones. Sentinels, these are going to be from the base game original. The base game originally had Sentinels. We have Reapers. They're so cool. Look at this guy. Look at this. I like this sculpt over here, and the art's even cooler. It's just, I want to play through the game. I want to give up the 20 other prototypes I'm going to be covering. I don't want to anymore. That's not true. Some of them I do want to, but I want to do this more. These are first world problems. This is when you know you got first world problems, because my biggest complaint is I have to play games I want instead of games I want to play more. I'm okay with those complaints. It still makes me a little sad. We have Gollum! Or Gollum's Jason's brother over there. We have, I'm not going through every single one of these by them, just like looking at them periodically. We have Spy, the Mystics. We have the Zombie Mystics. I am happy I saw it. Look at this guy. I am happy I saw the spider, though. That was actually pretty funny. What is this one over here? We got more of these people, more. Look at these. Just tons and tons. Look at that guy. I like his art. That's pretty cool art. It's all pretty cool art. Just some art's cooler than others. Look at this stuff. Oh, he's pretty cool. Look at him. They're all pretty cool stuff. Got the chimeras, we got the various. We're gonna play some games. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have a good time. And even if I'm not playing this game all the time, it will still be a good time, because it's still, life is good. Life is good. So lots of things to be very incredibly grateful for. And getting to all this Tanares content at some point is going to be one of the things that I will be very grateful for as soon as I actually do. Past that, it's time to show you more miniatures. Now, I'm not going to go through the rest of the cards over here, because I think at a certain point you got to stop. And ooh, we got cards. Wait, no, what's this? Never mind, looking at cards. This one looks different. Because the other cards look the same. They have, like, abilities, which I've been through. So, like, do I really need to look at more abilities? I mean, maybe. Everything in this game is exciting to a degree. But this one has a card that says Fisherman's Wharf A on the backside. If neglected, dun 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 dun. Okay, these are cards that bring you through the world to a degree. I don't know if they're consequences. I don't know what's happening here exactly. But there's some mission cards that are different. I'm not going to show you them, because I don't want to spoil things for you more than I already have with my deciding to read through that. But we can show you things, and we're going to show you fun things. So let's show you some fun things, some more miniatures. We're going to do this. This is the last box, then we're almost done. I am glad, genuinely glad, that I reserved an entire video, unintentionally granted, to do this unboxing. I would not have been able to give this the proper focus combining it with another hour-long unboxing. I'm happy it's split into two parts. I'm happy you're seeing the other part first. That's just because of the way I kind of structured it. It is what it is. It's going up, well, by the time you see this video, it's already up, so I guess that's kind of material. But when I film this video, neither of them are up. The other one's going to go up first, then this one. Hopefully you'll watch this one. I understand if you don't, because it's less cool, right? Less of all the painted stuff, but I'm more excited about this one, personally. The painted miniatures are amazing, but they need a game to go around it, and this video is about the game. I'm going to read 160 pages of Tanares Rulebooks over the next week, for the record. I'd say it's for you, but it's not. It's for me, because I want to play the game. Sorry. Anyways, we have the miniature over here. This guy's got the triple arrow shot. He's pretty cool. I like him. I like him. Then we got this guy over here who's got like almost like a spirit type of thing going on for him. Like a little kind of background spirit situation. That's cool. We got some more of these. We got this one and this one. Again, I'm not going to show you necessarily everything. The ones I think are less cool, you might not see. Does it mean you don't see something? It does. But I can't show you everything without this video being much, much longer than it already is. And I think it's already, arguably, too long. Because if you watched the last video and if you watched this video, you're already at nearly 2 hours of Tanares content. I don't know if you need more than that, because you need to be reading your own rulebook to play your own Tanares game, and or doing that thing people do when they watch some of these videos and go online and say, when can I get more of this game? And the answer is, I don't know, but we'll talk about it. So, will there be late pledges? Are there options? I don't know. Let's do one of these at a time. Will they have another Kickstarter? I'm sure they will. Is Dragori Games ever going to branch into other titles? I don't know, but I'm kind of conflicted, because on the one hand, I want to see what else they do. On the other hand, well, no, actually, no, I do want them to branch into other titles. In fact, it would be my fervent wish that if they do another Arena of the Contest Tanares campaign, that they do just reprints. Why? Because then I'm not tempted by all the new stuff, and I don't need the new stuff. We're in Marvel United territory here, by the way, where I certainly do not need everything they put out, not by a long shot, but I will want everything they put out. Wait, I almost did a hero? Yeah, we're ready to do heroes. We are ready to do heroes, so let's start doing heroes. But I'm going to want everything they put out, for sure. That's not the question. I just shouldn't get it. This guy's so cool. He's so cool. I'm sorry. One second. So we got this one over here. Look at this guy. Look at him. Now look at this guy. Look at the chunkiness of this guy. This is such a cool miniature. I don't know why I like this miniature so much, but I like this miniature so much. It is very cool. Okay. We're gonna do things shortly. We're gonna do things. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do the orange miniature and the red miniature, because there's one of each of those. I'm trying to make sure I keep this organized. Are these even good guys? I don't even know, honestly. They're all a different color. But let's show you these. Now, orange and red don't show up as well on camera, just for the record, on film. So you can see it here, but they don't show up as well. They don't. They capture the light in a way that kind of magnifies it and makes it a little harder to kind of see what's going on. Like you can see with this red guy, you can barely see. The light's kind of being captured within it. It's a thing that happens with cameras and stuff. There's ways to edit it. Like I might, if I remember, I'll try to find the spot. There's a way to like darken it in post, but then I have to darken the whole shot. And if I do the whole video, it'll be messed up. So I have to find that one shot. If I remember, I'll try to do it. But past that, we got more miniatures for you, because there's more miniatures. This is gonna be the Midara ones, I think. These are the two. What's it called? What are they called again? They're called. I can't remember what they're called. Not the. Oh my gosh, what are they called? There's a term for them. Nymph? No, not nymph. There was a term. What were they? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. But either way, let's go ahead and show you some of these over here. So we're going to show you these. 3 more miniatures over here. We got this guy with his robes and billowing cloaks over here. That's pretty cool. We got this guy over here as far as just general. Again, yellow also has the same kind of effect a bit, but not as bad as orange. And red is by far the worst. And then we have this guy over here. Or girl, I should say. Gal. This gal. And then we got some more coming, some more from the very cool things over here. These ones hold the light very nicely, by the way, but doesn't make them better. But they are some really good sculpts. These are some really good sculpts. Like it's an intense. Look at this guy. Look at gal. Okay. Then we have this one over here. This little Pegasus person. Okay. Look at the wings. Those wings have a lot of detail on them. A lot of detail. We're not done yet, because we got so much more to go. That's not true. We got 6 more to go. I don't know why I said so much more. We're almost done. We are almost done, but it's been a fun run. Thank you for joining me on this unboxing. I really appreciated having you here and going through a bit more obnoxious appreciation for the game than I otherwise would have. It's like, I mean, miniatures are fun. Miniatures are. And I like unboxings. I like these over-the-top unboxings. I do. I enjoy going through content for games I like. But there's different levels of excitement. I will not be as excited when I unbox Marvel United Multiverse whenever it happens. I'll be very excited. I like Marvel United. In fact, Marvel United sees the table more than Arena of the Contest. But when Arena of the Contest sees the table, I'm reminded of why it's so high in my collection. I am absolutely reminded. And going back to the whole Devin and Meg situation with the whole RPG thing, the conversation that I never truly really finished. Devin and Meg, I'm going to send you this video. Hopefully you'll watch this. I would really like to play the Tanares RPG. I'd love to make that a priority. It's something we kind of briefly started doing when they joined the channel, that we were going to do an RPG, and it never really happened. It might still happen. Regardless of if it does or doesn't, I would like to play the RPG. I'm just saying, I want more Tanares in my life. Even if it means diving into RPGs, or especially if it means diving into RPGs, the art, the world building. I want to build a character. I want to see what this world has to offer. I think it's built on the 5E framework. I don't know what that means nowadays with all the OGL stuff happening. This is actually a nice miniature to end on. It's a cool little beast over here. That is everything. That is your Tanares Adventures unboxing. That is all the content that the core box has. There's a lot as far as the extra stuff, but if you haven't seen that video, if you want to see more miniatures and a bit more chaos, then check out that other video. It's a fun video. This video is almost a love story to this game that I fell in love with a long time ago, a very, very long time ago, and I'm still very much in love with it. It's still one of my favorite games of all time. I'm very much looking forward to diving back into it. I'm going to be reading 160 pages of rulebooks over the next week of this specific game. In any case, until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I appreciate all of you being here. And until next time, I hope you have a good one.